Meteorologists are currently expecting that Tropical Storm Zeta will track towards the U.S. Gulf Coast. Tropical Storm Zeta, formerly referred to as 95L Invest, and was the disturbance that was located in the western regions of the Caribbean Sea, is now currently located in the northwest of the Caribbean Sea. The system may become the season's next hurricane, but expectations are that it will weaken before reaching the United States. Tropical Storm Zeta is expected to bring rainfall, storm surges, and wind impacts to the northern Gulf Coast. As it stands, Tropical Storm Zeta is tracking through the Caribbean Sea and is expected to hit the northern U.S. Gulf Coast by the middle of the week. It will bring heavy rainfall, gusty winds, and high storm surges. Tropical Storm Zeta is currently centered in the northwest regions of the Caribbean Sea, and it is moving very slowly to the north. A tropical storm warning has been issued for Pinar del Rio, Cuba, where tropical storm conditions are expected to arrive by Monday morning. A hurricane watch has also been put in place for Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, from Tulum to Rio Lagartos, including Cozumel. Hurricane conditions are possible in this area as early as Monday evening. Forecasters are expecting that Tropical Storm Zeta will gradually strengthen as it heads towards the Gulf of Mexico by Tuesday. They are also expecting that the warm sea surface temperatures and favorable upper-level winds that exist in the region are two of the main factors that will affect Zeta and cause it to strengthen into Tuesday. Tropical Storm Zeta may become the Atlantic's 11th hurricane of the season by early Tuesday, with the expectations that increasing wind shear and cooler waters should induce some weakening of Zeta as it approaches the northern U.S. Gulf Coast by the middle of the week. Tropical Storm Zeta is expected to remain as a tropical storm when it makes landfall on Wednesday, somewhere from Louisiana to the western Florida Panhandle. Despite that weakening, forecasters are stating that Zeta could still bring significant rainfall, winds, and storm surges that may impact the northern Gulf Coast. Through the early parts of this week, Tropical Storm Zeta's broad circulation could ring out bands of heavy rainfall that may trigger some flash flooding in parts of central and western Cuba, Jamaica, Mexico's northeast Yucatan Peninsula, South Florida, as well as the Florida Keys. Rainfall totals of 4 to 8 inches and locally of about 12 inches are also possible in these areas through to Wednesday. Therefore, Jamaica, Cuba, Mexico, South Florida, and the Florida Keys should keep an eye out for heavy rainfall that may lead to flash flooding. There has already been a lot of flooding in Jamaica, and the Meteorological Service of Jamaica has issued the necessary warnings and flood watches for some regions as well. There have been many landslides and roadblocks. Whilst forecasters believe that it is too early to provide specific details on the potential impacts to the northern U.S. Gulf Coast, they are waiting to see. But they expect that there will be heavy rainfall, storm surges, and strong winds, that these will serve as potential threats to the U.S. Gulf Coast. One thing that should be kept in mind is that there will be a broad area of soaking rainfall across the southern and eastern regions of the U.S. during the second half of the upcoming week. This is because Tropical Storm Zeta's moisture will be pulled into a separate weather system tracking eastward across the country. A broad area from the southern plains into the parts of the South Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic may see at least an inch of rainfall from this system. Heavier totals are likely in some areas, but that might trigger flash flooding in spots across the U.S. as well. But it is way too early to provide specific details about this system. Tropical Storm Zeta was a tropical depression, and of course it strengthened this morning into a tropical storm, and forecasters expect that it may reach the U.S. Gulf Coast by the middle of this week. Tropical Storm Zeta is the 27th named storm of the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, and it has tied the record with the 2005 Atlantic hurricane season as having the most active hurricane season on record. If a Tropical Storm Zeta makes landfall in Louisiana, it will become the 5th named storm to make landfall in Louisiana for the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. Tropical Storm Zeta currently has sustained winds of approximately 40 miles per hour and is moving to the north at only 1 mile per hour. This storm is about 295 miles to the southeast of Cozumel. It is forecast to strengthen and that it may become a hurricane by Tuesday. Tropical Storm Zeta is forecast to make landfall by Wednesday along the U.S. Gulf Coast between central Louisiana to the closer regions of the Florida Panhandle, and it will make landfall as an extremely strong tropical storm. Whilst the current forecast indicates that the system may weaken below hurricane strength before making landfall, persons are being reminded that strong tropical storms can still produce significant storm surges, heavy rainfall, and gusty wind impacts along the northern Gulf Coast. The state was recently hit very hard by Hurricane Delta, so Louisiana is again bracing for these tropical storm conditions. According to officials in the state, they are monitoring the system, and other persons should do the same as well. They have also mentioned that it is too soon to know what form or where this system will go. But this is a very important reminder that residents should stay vigilant because the hurricane season is still ongoing. Tropical storm warning is currently in effect for Cuba, and a tropical storm watch is in effect for Mexico and Cozumel. A tropical storm warning means that tropical storm conditions are expected somewhere within the area for 36 hours time period. A tropical storm watch also means that tropical storm conditions are possible within the watch area, generally within 2 days. If Zeta makes landfall in Louisiana, it will be the 5th named storm to come to that state, and there would be a new record for that state for having the most landfalls of storms in a specific season. Previously, storms that made landfall in Louisiana included Cristobal, Laura, Marco, and Hurricane Delta. Of course, it would also ensure that there is a tie for the record of the most landfalls in any state for a season, and it would tie with the state of Florida, which had the most landfalls in the year 2005. These statistics only refer to one landfall per storm per state. Tropical Storm Zeta is expected to be the 11th named storm to make landfall in the continental regions of the United States for this season, which is the most in 1 year. Previous storms for 2020 that made landfall included Bertha, Cristobal, Faye, Hannah, Isaias, Laura, Marco, Sally, Beta, and Hurricane Delta. It is very strange for multiple storms to hit the same spot in the same season, but it happens at times. Take, for instance, in the year 2004, when Francis and Jean both hit the southern end of Hutchinson Island in Florida. Harvey also hit Louisiana in 2017, very close to the region where Cindy came ashore. 2 other storms have made landfall within 30 miles of each other, including Hermine and Colin in the year 2016. They made landfall in Florida, Ike and Edward in 2008 in Texas, and Katrina and Cindy in the year 2005 in Louisiana. Of course, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about Tropical Storm Zeta developing so quickly. Remember to be safe. Remember to subscribe and share the content. Thanks for watching.